that we need to continue to stand strong to defend everybody's rights and freedoms.
Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? Hi. I'm okay. But as you can read from the title of this video, I was singing a little song last night. You know? Thinking to myself, well, the conversations my wife and I had, and listening to Trudeau's latest criticism of Canadians. God. Picking another fight with another province instead of unifying this country. But hey, let's get into this, okay? The idea for this video came from a conversation with my wife. And the inspiration was Pink Floyd. You can't have any pudding if you don't eat your meat. Yeah. And the teacher's quest to actually make that real, which is as perverted as that sounds. So let's get into this. All right, I'm kind of like all over the place. My brain's got a million things I want to talk about in this one video. So let's get to the crux of it. My wife, she said to me, no, you know what? I'm going to start with Trudeau. Trudeau criticized the Italian Prime Minister for making a family day. Family's more important to the growth of their society and their citizenship over a small group that Trudeau wants to, I honestly don't know what he's trying to do with it. They're fighting for rights that they already have, that they fought for in the 80s and obtained in 2000s. So he's trying to promote this. He criticized the Italian government. Then he criticized the Polish government for putting families first over the alphabet soup. And now he's turned around and criticized the New Brunswick government for doing the same thing. Saying, you know what, teachers, you need to consult parents when it comes to children. You cannot hide and keep secrets from parents when it comes to their children. Because, frankly, they're not your kids. It really is baffling to me that in the quest to promote an ideology of inclusiveness and acceptance, they are denying the right for the parents to have any input on the upbringing of their own children. I'll get to the relevance of that statement in a little bit. How soon we forget. My wife says to me, you know, she sends Sam to school every day. They make her send him with 2 lunches because he no longer has just 1 lunch period. He has 2 lunches. Okay. So my wife, she shops very carefully for Sam because he's a very, very picky eater. Extremely picky eater. So She's very careful about what she buys. She doesn't like to feed him junk food. And he'll only eat certain things. So she sends him to school with 2 lunches because that's what they require. Well, when he gets to school, the lunch monitors or the teachers, whomever, they have taken it upon themselves to go through his lunches, take things out of them, shuffle his lunches around so they're no longer the same 2 lunches that my wife has put together for this child, for his morning lunch and his afternoon lunch. No, if they deem something not healthy enough for morning lunch, they take it out of his morning lunch so that he gets short-shafted in his lunch. And they turn around and they do this without even consulting with just my wife. Okay? His parental guardian. Then they turn around and they take his juice bottle, well, his water bottle that my wife puts juice in. Now, my wife is very, very careful and cognitive of the fact that they don't want sweets at school. So when she sends juice with him, it's those little squirt bottle juices. It's not sugar juice, it's squirt bottles. You know, you put a couple of little squirts in it, turns a bottle of water into juice. There's no sugar in these things. But nope, without consultation to my wife, they have taken away Sam's juice bottle. So my wife has to call the school because Sam comes home and complains that he doesn't have his juice. He's not allowed to have his juice. My wife calls the school. Oh, well, we're not allowed to give him sweets. Well, it's not sweets. And if you had called, you would have known this. Yeah, I'm not saying every parent is as vigilant as my wife is. And I'm not saying my wife is as vigilant as she can be. But you know what? Parents seem to do the damn hardest for their kids. Or their grandkids. Or the children in their care. Guardians tend to do this. Because they know that it's important. The nutritional value of a child's meal is important. They know that the values that they teach their children are important. But schools don't care about what parents have to say anymore. And Trudeau is pushing the idea very, very hard that parents don't get the right to say, especially with this new cult he's promoting. And that's exactly what it is. It's a cult. It's a sexual cult. They're promoting on children. I'm not going to walk into the wind here. Let's go along the beach. See if we can keep that wind at bay a little bit. Where was I? Oh, the cult. Yes. I read an article, I think it was last week. I had it on my phone, but you seen what happened to my phone. So I read an article, I believe it was from Hamilton, a teacher or an MP or I'm not sure, a trustee from the school board, who this person was. But this article went on to say that there's so much pushback on this Pride Month that they now think that it's a good idea to end the separate school boards. And they use all kinds of excuses why. Well, the real reason is they want to be able to push their agenda, and they can't push their agenda in the Catholic school board. So they use the excuse, well, you know, it would save money to have one school board instead of 3. You know, it's better for the children that there's a unified curriculum rather than different curriculums depending on which school board you're with. They use all kinds of fancy ways to twist and manipulate you into believing the rhetoric so they can promote a narrative. Yeah. So they want to end Catholic school boards because Catholic school boards won't allow them to teach the transgender cult to their children. Catholic school boards believe in a moral value that their parents hold true to their heart, to their spirit, to their being. Catholic school boards hold only one rule above all, and that is God dictates my life. But that's not acceptable to the public school board. No. You can't have somebody that's above us. It's not acceptable to government. Because no. We're the omnipotent. We're the all-powerful. No. You can't have somebody more important and with better values than what the government will teach you. And these elected officials who obtain their power from citizens through elections based on manipulation on how they speak to us and how they manipulate our feelings and try and create an understanding that, you know, we're trying to save you money, save taxpayer money, but it's not what they're trying to do. What they're trying to do is promote an ideology that is not conducive to producing citizens in the country we live, which is actually counterproductive to Canada. I've got to gather my thoughts here because there was a couple of things I have forgotten and I wanted to mention as well. So this article wants to get rid of the Catholic school board because they find them a hindrance. Oh, I remember where I wanted to go with all this. See, they're taking away the rights of parents. Okay? They're deciding that the government knows best and parents know nothing. They're backwards. They're bigotries. They're bigots. They don't understand. Well, you know, in our history, not all that long ago, matter of fact, I think the last one was back in the 90s, we had a similar event happen. And these same people who are pushing this right now to end the Catholic school board are the exact same people that are fighting over what happened in our history. Trying to defend the rights of Indigenous people and the loss of the culture of the Indigenous people and the loss of the family unit within the Indigenous culture due to a very similar ideology of the state knows best how to raise your children. So teachers can tell you it takes a community to build, to make a child. Yeah, you're right. But it takes a parent to pick the right community to raise their child. It takes a parent to decide which values their children should learn. So as you push this ideology of trying to end parents' rights and bypass parents' ability to dictate the future of their children, let me remind you of something from our past, not so distant, of the residential school system, where the government thought they knew best how to raise children for the Indigenous people of Canada. Now they want to do it to the rest of us, while they cry about the Indigenous people. You think you can do it better? Better than the parents? Hey, teacher, leave those kids alone. Welcome to the Fringe.